Yo, what's good? I'm gonna show you how I went from 0 to 20K this month with the supplement product I found on Facebook. So let's get right into it. As you can see, we're at 21,049 cents for the month of so far. And this is just revenue, not profit. We'll get into that later. But I'm gonna show you guys basically the steps that I took in order to start scaling to these numbers. So first started with the product research. So I basically used Facebook as library to help me find the product. So you can use, you know what I'm saying, these two tools, Afterlib, or even Calodata to help you find products. So in Afterlib, this is a cool platform that me and my group use. But I basically looked for a product that was freshly scaling, and it started this month, and they had multiple creatives, and it was a problem solving product. So yeah, this product that I found off this app called Afterlib. And you can also use Calodata to help you find winning products as well. So in the last 30 days, I like to look for, a minimum of 35K in revenue. I like to look for the growing trend, and I like to look for the problem solving niches. So like health and beauty and supplements. Like I said, that's the product I sold. And then I also like to look for competitors that are recently scaling as well. So I like to look for stuff that is currently on the up and coming. So after I found the product, I basically started working on the product page. There's a couple apps that you can use that can help you rebuild your competitor's product page. So one of them is called like Atlas AI Store Builder, and it helps you build a really cool looking dropshipping website, and it's very, very clean. And it helps you do this for $29 per month, and they do have a free trial as well. It basically completely builds the product page for you. And then you can also use Page Pilot as well. And this is also really helpful. This is actually what I used to help me build the product page, and it helped me build the product page within like 30 minutes. So when I built the product page, I basically wanted to make sure I mimic my competitor's product page kind of as close as possible, just because I don't know what works yet. But I did go ahead and try to outsource higher quality images than my competitor. And I also did make sure I tried to add FAQs as well, and adding better reviews, some higher quality images, and then I basically made sure I tested different offers as well. I did not want to make sure I had the same exact offer as my competitor, just because if you do, you may not get the best results that you possibly can, because of the simple fact of you testing the same exact offer of your competitor. So you want to try to test out different offers to try to see the nice sweet spot of where the market is with that product to outcompete your competitors there. So the next thing that I did focus on is going to be the creatives. So the things that I kind of focus on was running up my competitors' creatives, because it was working really well for them, and it was recently scaling. So you can kind of jump into the market when someone is recently scaling like that, and get some sales from that as well. And then I also re-edited my competitors' creatives also, and added things like changing the hooks of their videos, and maybe making the creative slightly better by changing the scripting and stuff like that. And then also incorporated Calodata videos, a lot of Calodata videos, because there's a lot of content on this platform. So you can go into the video ads, or search for your product, and there's going to be tons of content to use as well. So the next part is going to be the strategy that I ran for meta ads. So for me, I went ahead and started actually with ABO interest testing. So basically I was basically testing 5 to 10 ad sets of different interests, and I had about 2 to 5 creatives within each ad, and those started to get me a little bit of scale. I was able to actually get up to 1K days with the ABO interest testing, but ultimately I was testing out tons of ad sets, and ultimately if you're not managing them properly, it can lead to a lot of bleeding ad spend, and you're kind of just relying on 1 or 2 creatives. So that's kind of the cons with ABO interest that I've been seeing. Again, very, very hands-on, always needing to test new audiences. And ultimately, I started to get outscaled by my competitors, just simply launching more creatives than me. So, yeah, that is something that I wanted to change. Now, ultimately, you still definitely can scale with interest as well. I'm not saying that you can't scale with interest, but I did want to also test out this broad CBO strategy as well, to just get a little bit more consistency, overall, and, turn this into more of a brand rather than a quick pump and dump. But ultimately, it helped me, launch more creatives and ultimately getting less ad fatigue. So with that, I'm able to outscale my competitors now and maybe, just get more in the market, start winning the bid more with them, and just competing more in terms of, my brand, and, building a long-term brand. And, it's definitely less hands-on, as far as like managing the ad sets and campaigns go. Ultimately, you don't necessarily have to spend, a few 30 minutes to possibly 45 minutes or an hour just checking ad sets. If you are at a higher scale when you're running like ABOs, instead you're just checking one campaign and just your creatives. Hopefully that makes sense. But ultimately the cons for me, I would say, just testing more creative. So you have to be more, active when it comes to testing more creatives. So recreating things, trying new concepts, trying new stuff like that. It is definitely a slower process. I guess why I was testing with interest so long is because of, just CBOs can just be of a slower grind. Obviously, you want to make money and you want to make money fast. So this kind of seems attractive, but at the same time, you do want to play the long game, and things will work out in the long run, and you will have a much longer cash flow, a cash flowing machine at that point, rather than, again, a quick, bang, right? But we still take those wins. I'm not saying that that's not what we want. We definitely take those. But, yeah, so now scaling, currently, obviously I'm not at a super higher, level of scale, but we are starting to see some traction on the ads just from me testing out more creatives. So, I did start the campaign at a $30 to a $50 budget overall. And, that helped me to just get better, results overall. Try to get my cost per acquisition a little bit more attractive and get my ROAS better as well. And, yeah, so once I started to get to, a good return, then I started to increase my budgets, at that point. Some days were maybe at a 2.4 ROAS or even 3 ROAS. So on that campaign, so at that point, you would want to increase the budget, launching more creatives as well. I gotta launch more creatives. And yeah, and, increasing the CBO budget by roughly 20 to 100%, literally 20 to 100%. I usually would increase it by 100%. Especially when I was at this, $50 level, that helped me go up to about $100. And, from there, like I said, we are still, working on growing the brand. So I'm not going to say too much, but yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram as well. If you do have any questions, I will be more than happy to help out as well. But I appreciate you guys for watching thus far. I will see you guys in the next one.